Welcome to Kinky Knots Cafe's Proactive is the Way. Proactive is the Way is a podcast brought to you by two sisters who dove into the health and wellness industry, one planned and the other by fate. We have joined forces to bring to you authentic conversations about our personal experiences as it relates to managing our health, working within the industry, and taking our combined knowledge to share with you some pearls of wisdom that you can take with you to live the best version of you. Over the next year, we will host 2 episodes a month. Each month, we will focus on a topic that is designed to increase an awareness of tools and resources to enhance an aspect of your mind, body, and spirit. Well, this is it, folks. Our final month of the 2022 to 2023 season, Designing Your Life. We are wrapping up this season with a series on building a guiding team. Designing your life is a team effort. You don't have to do it alone. Some of us have a gift of building an effective network and, as such, have a multitude of resources at our fingertips. Then there are others who fall on the opposite end of the spectrum, whereby they lack the knowledge or skills to build a supportive team, or maybe find the whole process possesses no value and is superficial and exhausting. For those who fall on the opposite end of the spectrum, this series is for you. It is rare that an individual designs their life in a vacuum or solo. Designing your life should be a collaborative effort with people who are creative and supportive. Whether you think about it in this manner or not, everyone that you engage with during this process is or has been a part of your designing team. As we were reviewing this book, one of the questions that came to mind was, well, what if during this process you really did do it all alone? You actually didn't have a network of people to tap into, and you are apprehensive to build one because you have always been taught to move in silence, because folks just don't have your best interest in mind. Or you are terrified of engaging people because you don't want to appear inauthentic. Or maybe you just didn't even know where to begin to build this guiding team. Well, we are here to provide you some guidance to help you overcome these self-deprecating thoughts and establish a network of resources that you need and can feel comfortable in tapping into anytime you need to design or redesign your life. So, let's start with why this is so important. Building a team will be important in this process because of the diversity of thought that will help to support you, challenge your thought process, or incite a new perspective. This will help you to flush out what makes sense and streamline your design thinking process so that you formulate a plan that is clear, concise, and has little room for setbacks or error. Your team should be comprised of all types of players, and it is your job to determine which role they served you well when you were prototyping or will serve throughout this process. I recommend that you review Chapter 11 in the Designing Your Life book by Bill Burnett and Dave Evans to better understand the different roles and rules for engagement. To be effective in building your guiding team, I want to focus on 7 key points in which I gathered from a multitude of resources. Key point number 1. Commit to finding the time to develop a network. If you struggle with having time to establish a network, force yourself to find the time. This is not rocket science, folks. Anything worth having requires your commitment. You have to be committed to building your network. In doing so, you can move at an exponential rate if you can tap into a handful of people who are open to sharing their experiences and can address your questions or concerns. Key point number 2. Determine the type of network you need. Where are you in your design process, and what type of people do you need to have in your arsenal? You want to make sure that you will have a diverse body of thinkers who will be objective, constructive, open-minded, and possess the ability to maintain confidentiality. If you missed our series on the 6 thinking hats, check out episode 15 and 16. Get your mind right to learn more. Key point number 3. Start with who you know. In order to overcome any hesitation or procrastination in this process, start with the people you know. Develop a list of those closest to you. This is a safe and more comfortable approach to building your network. This is helpful for those who may only have family, a friend, a teammate, a coach, or a teacher. If you are in an extracurricular activity such as a professional networking group or have a work colleague, this may prove to be even more helpful. Perhaps they cannot help you directly, but they can serve as a resource to help you indirectly branch out and possibly coordinate introductory meetings. Key point number 4. Be open-minded and diversify your team. Your team does not have to be comprised of people who directly correlate with your life design. As a matter of fact, it is better that you engage a blend of those who are inside and outside of your scope to acquire a different perspective or to help you think outside of the box. Key point number 5. Build your influence and enhance your communication skills. Once you have your team, it is so important that you learn how to communicate and build your influence to develop a guiding team who will be eager to help you. To build your influence and communicate effectively, be prepared. Develop and prepare to share your story. And while you are doing this, make sure to speak from your heart. You want to also identify your topic and state your goal. And once you have done this effectively, pause and listen to what the individuals you have tapped in have to share. In communicating with them, make sure that you know their name and that you are genuinely interested in what they have to say. Be a good listener and encourage people to share their perspectives or talk about themselves. In all of this, remember to be humble and smile. even if this is through the telephone. Because while a smile is unseen, it can be felt. Key point number 6. Engage, ask, and repeat. This is what I call the ear principle. Make a point to schedule time with members of your team. Be clear and prepared to share the overall objective of your meeting and your needs. As the old adage goes, a closed mouth doesn't get fed. Make sure that you ask for what you need. Key point number 7. Follow up with an update and a thank you. This could be as simple as calling or sending a message or inviting them out for a cup of coffee or tea to share the steps you took based on your conversations. Make an effort to take this opportunity to provide the members of your team with an update and a thank you. In the book, the author shared that you should engage between 3 to 6 people and establish regular meetings. In this day and age where people are strapped for time, this might not be possible. But this doesn't mean that you don't have an established team. Remember, during this process, you may have been engaging people all throughout, and as a result, they are already members of your team. If you cannot bring all of these resources together, it will be your job to gather the information you received from each resource and use your gifts of discernment to compile and extract the information provided to reach your desired goal. I hope you have found the information provided today helpful as you embark on designing your life and building your guiding team. The key points provided today are not all inclusive, but serve as a starting point to help you build a guiding team in a manner that is sustainable, natural, and authentic. Included in the description, you will find a link to all of the resources I use to help bring together the information in which I provided here today. There is also a template that you can use to craft your introductory meeting and follow-up. Join Tiffany and I in 2 weeks when we share the steps we took to overcome our fears and engage the right people to build our guiding teams. All right, folks, that's a wrap. If you have questions, want to learn more about the speakers, or to access all replays, please visit www.kinkyknotscafe.com. Proactive is the way, my friends. Take good care.